So the recent controversy online has strangely been all after the Xbox conference. Now, what I've been largely seeing is a lot of conversations surrounding the Forza Motorsport 8 reveal. Now, it looked great, but it was clarified that that was actually running on PC and not Xbox. On June 12th, shortly after the presentation or shortly after the article published where they said that it was running on Xbox, they reiterated, they said, we incorrectly stated that Forza Motorsport demo was captured in-game on Xbox Series X. The demo was captured in-game on PC and also tested on Xbox Series X for the same visual quality output. We have corrected this in the article. So the article was quickly updated, and that should be that, right? Incorrect. So this has been a very explosive topic online, and I just wanted to talk about what I have been seeing going on. So let's dive in right now. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you like my content. I greatly appreciate you subscribing to the channel. So this is all about Forza Motorsport, and largely I adored their reveal trailer. I've talked about it a few times. Let me just bring it up here so that we can take a look at it as I talk about it. Looks great. I love that they used the same tactic where they showed the real world running, and it just looks absolutely stunning. But then they used a fly around camera. For this particular trailer, there's also a 1-minute trailer where they used, according to Digital Foundry, a replay tool. So I want to clarify something before I get into sort of what I'm seeing online. I think it's very healthy to be skeptical about trailers or any asset that may have been revealed. So I actually appreciate Digital Foundry diving in and talking about their concerns, but their conclusion was, I don't think it's too far-fetched that we're seeing the game running on hardware at 4K 60 FPS. Now, the one thing that they did point out is that in the 1-minute trailer, they didn't like that it wasn't very straightforward. They said the 1-minute trailer seems to use replay and it's not very straightforward to the viewer, and I'm soured there, honestly. That was the quote from the video. Some other highlights included that they were wondering how can they handle 4K 60 FPS at ray tracing. The conclusion was that it should be fine. They did point out that, as I said in the statement, it was tested on Xbox Series X. I would guess it's like using some upscaling of some sort, like VRS, which is also the conclusion that they came to, and a few other tactics, like they're probably not using MSAA, and they're probably using mirror-like reflections, which is a lower cost ray tracing, a cheaper implementation of ray tracing. So it's a great video. I can link to it in the description below. You can go check out their analysis of what they found from Forza Motorsport 8. I'm very excited about Forza Motorsport 8. I was very excited about Gran Turismo 7. Here's the thing that I did not like about Gran Turismo 7. Ahead of launch, and we're seeing history repeat itself with Forza Motorsport, people are kind of going nuts. And I almost feel like this is a reaction to being lied to about Gran Turismo 7. Ahead of Gran Turismo 7, everybody talked about how much they were excited about ray tracing being in game. So let's look at some of the tweets, and there's a lot of them, and this went on for a long time. But specifically, it was before the state of play where they went over Gran Turismo 7, and then when the state of play happened, fans felt like Gran Turismo had clarified that yes, there's ray tracing in game. As we know now, that is not true. Here's some of the tweets. Real J-Dub said GT7 running 4K 60 with ray tracing on PS5. Gonna have them Forza bots mad. Okay. The sound I made when I found out GT7 was 4K 60 with full RDNA 5 ray tracing. Not true. GT7. Okay, I didn't mean to pull this many from J-Dub, but GT7 looks amazing. All that glorious ray tracing was nice. Not in game. And just a real quick note about the ray tracing in game. That's probably something I would turn off if there's anything that's going to be affecting performance. Like let's say GT7 did it. I would have turned it off anyway, because during the race, you're not really going to notice something like that. especially if you're doing like cockpit mode. So for me, I'm just like, I don't care if it's on or off, but I'm talking about the conversations that I see about it because people latch on to ray tracing like it's make or break for a game. And I don't agree with that. Look at Forza Horizon 5, hugely successful game for Xbox, something like 10 million players. And it doesn't have ray tracing in game. So I don't think it's necessary. It is cool that Forza Motorsport 8 is able to do that, but is it something I'm actually going to use or care about when I'm driving 300 miles per hour in a car? Probably not. Anyway, Real JW continues. Does Xbox offer a first-party ray tracing game with ray tracing while driving and not sitting in the garage asking for a friend? So the reason I'm pointing this out, and I don't mean to pick on you, Real JW, but the marketing was incredibly misleading to PlayStation fans, and they touted this like it was some huge victory. And then what ended up happening was it wasn't true. And that really, really bothered me because everybody was touting this. And I remember saying something along the lines of, I don't think they should do that during gameplay. I don't think that's a good idea. Like maybe if they keep it locked 30 with ray tracing on, but if it's going to affect performance where you're getting sort of a wavering frame rate, I would rather be focusing on the race rather than looking at pretty stuff, so to speak. So when I played Gran Turismo 7, I played in the frame rate mode and I tried out ray tracing mode, of course. But for me, I'm just like, I'm totally fine with frame rate mode. I would rather have the reaction time than the visuals. But people use these trailers as some sort of victory to tout for their platform of choice. And it's just like, yes, Forza Motorsport 8 looks great. It'll be cool if they have ray tracing in game to check out, but I just don't think it's necessary. And so continuing, and also if you're an Xbox fan and you're touting all this stuff about Forza Motorsport 8, sure, be excited, but be careful because we saw what happened with Sony and GT7. So I think it's very healthy to be skeptical about what we're seeing. So GT7, with all the information out, what are you even arguing, bro? You argue just to hear your own voice or something. GT7 has ray tracing during gameplay, and that's that. What more needs to be said by you? It didn't. It didn't. And nobody ever retracted these statements. I think it was Rock who actually was pretty mad when he found out. So one of these users actually did say, hey, that's BS. Sony just confirmed it February 2nd. GT7 has full ray tracing during gameplay. It didn't. And they never clarified it. They never clarified that statement. Ray tracing in game. This was from Heisenborn, and it continues. PS Vortex, ray tracing, you be the judge. Again, not during races. Old news. Oh, this is J-Rock had this tweet that like blew up where he said there's not ray tracing in game, and he got roasted for it. And then this article from PSU, Gran Turismo 7 reportedly has ray tracing mode for actual races, not just replays, which was incorrect. And I believe that was from another outlet who had reported that, which was incorrect. And then the state of play made it seem like there was ray tracing in game, and then it did not. Like if Forza pulls anything that's similar to this, they're going to get roasted really, really bad. Game Informer did a preview as well. If you can stand their lame duck humor and cringe jokes, apparently ray tracing in performance mode, and there's 60 FPS mode without it. Not correct. Ray tracing will be supported in one of the two graphical performance modes. Not correct. Something about J-Rock actual races. That was incorrect. And so Forza isn't 4K 60 by default, rather 4K 30 FPS, and will require a performance mode to hit 60 FPS. Where's that same energy bots? Oh, and also no ray tracing during gameplay, only in Forza. This is about Forza Horizon. So this topic has been like just such a heated topic for so long, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. So nobody ever came back after Sony when they straight up lied about ray tracing being on in game. I'm gonna turn this one up really quick. This is a clip, J-Rock, that he added something at the end, but it's the exact snippet I need to talk about. So here's what was said.
I think we just actually saw there in that clip.
Let me restart it.
Another bonus, and I think we just actually saw there in that clip. Another bonus of building from the ground up for the series consoles is you can harness ray tracing, and that is, I feel like sometimes it's quite subtle, and other times it's very much not subtle. You can really tell. Like, I mean, here, for example.
Yeah, ray tracing. There, I said it. If you're playing bingo at home, you can mark that one off. But ray tracing is here. It's on track, and most importantly, it's real time gameplay. Like, I really want to make that clear. when we say on track, that doesn't mean, oh, it's only in replays or it's only in photo mode on track, and they're just being, you know, they're being funny with words. We're not trying to mislead you here. When you are racing, when you are playing the game, ray tracing is on. Like, I just want to be really clear about that. So when you're playing it, like I said, it's a level of immersion there that it can be subtle at times, but it's a thing that really just pulls you into the visual and the experience, unlike we've had before. So when we talk about,
so that is the quote about it having ray tracing during races. They clarified it during their stream. I do think it is healthy to ask, okay, well, what's that actually going to look like on Xbox? I do think it is kind of BS that they said Xbox and then it turned out to be PC at the end. But when people are posting stuff like from Gran Turismo, the Gran Turismo 5 reveal, like this person tweeted this, somebody tweeted this at me from a Forza Motorsport 5 reveal where I don't even know if Phil said this. Like, is this actually a quote for the show? Was it ever confirmed that he lied? Like, I actually have to look that up, but like everybody's like, here's a person who still thinks that there's ray tracing in game. Like, that's how bad the marketing, how far the marketing went, because on Twitter, it was perpetuated for so long that there was ray tracing during races in Gran Turismo 7, and then it just wasn't there. So now we get this Forza reveal, and the Forza reveal looks absolutely stunning. We have Digital Foundry saying, hey, like some of this is being misleading in their opinion, and I think that's a very important thing to note. If you feel like the marketing is being misleading, we don't want to run into another Watch Dogs scenario where something launches and then it's not even close to what we were showing. So I think for Forza, they need to show it running on a Series X. You've shown PC, you've shown your game looking at its best. Let's see what it looks like running on the world's most powerful console, right? And then we can kind of put all these challenges to bed. And I think that would be very smart for them to do during their next stream. But when I tweet about Dragon's Dogma and I'm getting replies like this from PlayStation Slave 1.0, like, okay. And the Red Dragon talking about how Digital Foundry slams them. And by the way, the quote from the video that I watched was, I'm soured there, honestly. But I know they weren't super happy about how the 1 minute trailer utilized replay mode, but the gameplay trailer utilized the live thing. So anyway, that's what's going on with it. And it's just been going on and on and on and on and on. And I kind of wanted to make a video about it. I don't know if I've made a point, really. I kind of wanted to make a point that Sony lied and let the lie be perpetuated by their fans for so long. And some of the fans were rightfully angry about that after the fact. And then if you remember, Gran Turismo 7 had the whole microtransaction issue, which they corrected, but it seems like in the most recent update, they reverted. So like Gran Turismo 7 just can't get a break because they keep shooting themselves in their own foot. Now, I actually liked Gran Turismo 7 a lot. You can go watch the stream archive, probably still on the channel, where I played for an evening and was just having a really good time. I'm also really excited about Forza Motorsport 8. Gran Turismo 7 actually got me to buy a racing wheel. But what I don't appreciate is bullshit marketing from anyone, especially when you just let that lie be perpetuated by your fans. I really, really did not like seeing that. And I think the fans might be kind of mad that they're potentially being misled by Forza here. And I think that's where we're potentially seeing the reaction from. And of course, there's fanboys who are out there also doing some of this stuff. But specifically, I would have liked to see a little bit of vitriol around the Gran Turismo 7 misleading marketing. We have yet to see if Forza Motorsport 8 is being misleading to us. If they are, I will probably be making a video about how mad I am that they lied to us about Forza Motorsport 8. But I was really unhappy because I think I had the game, so I knew that it did not have ray tracing in game. And you can't say anything because you're under embargo. And then the game comes out, everybody knows it, and just nothing from the people who had been saying it for so long, except for I think Porter Rock said something. So thank goodness somebody was honest about it. And the crazy thing is, you look at a lot of these people arguing about Forza versus Gran Turismo 7. They don't even play the games. It's all just console war nonsense. Little bit of a ranty video. I don't know if I made my point. Whatever. I just kind of wanted to talk about it. So I hope you'll forgive me for the disjointed nature of this. I'm excited about Forza Motorsport 8. I want to go back and play some Gran Turismo 7 now, as I get excited for Forza Motorsport 8. Excited to see what they've done. Thank you so much for watching. If you really want to talk about something with Forza Motorsport, why don't you talk about the terrible loot boxes that were implemented in the last game and how they had to change how they handled microtransactions in Forza. Like, that's a topic that I think people should be latching onto, but everybody latches onto ray tracing. Ray tracing is a marketing, it's bullshit. Like, who cares? There's going to be better techniques used in the near future, like what Unreal Engine 5 is using, that is less, that's more cost effective for the developers. So I think we see less and less about ray tracing as technology advances. So latch on it if you want. It's a 15-minute long video. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you want to become a member, memberships are turned on. You just click that join button down there. And a sincere thank you to all of the members for supporting this channel. If you like my content, please hit that join button, subscribe button. Oh my goodness. Hit that bell to know when I go live. I'm going to get out of here. Going to try and get back on a regular schedule. For the people that really like this channel and like watching my content, my son's just been really weird about sleeping lately. I think he's teething again, so it has been a rough go of it for the last few nights. So usually I record at night. I just have not had the opportunity because lots going on with family stuff, and that takes priority. Sorry, everybody. But should be able to get back to a regular schedule. I'm just going to have to adjust when I record. Maybe I do it like first thing in the morning as opposed in the evening. I'll figure it out. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you for the next one. Where's my outro button? Bye, everybody.